Hi there and welcome to our 5-minute theory illustration thinking about features of system working to bring about whole systems change. So as you know, there are 5 features of system working that we're focusing on in the Greater Manchester local pilot. Today we're going to talk about the involving local people and growing assets aspect of this work. We're just going to dig into it a little bit more now and explain exactly what we mean by this and how does it relate to enabling active lives across Greater Manchester. So first of all, let's just break that down into 2 separate parts. First of all, the involving local people. The idea is that local people take an active role in enabling active lives, and that might be through a range of ways, including co-production. And we would also expect to be working towards identifying, nurturing and connecting the local strengths in the area. These are assets that might include people, networks, places, venues, spaces, anything that the local population themselves believe to be important for their well-being. What do we actually expect to happen if we do those things? Well, ultimately, we hope there to be a culture change to be active, and that with working with local assets, there's a more sustainable and appealing opportunities for people. And the idea behind this is that local people are more likely to engage in ways and means to be active if they are involved in shaping it. This might be because the opportunities are more relevant, where people are involved that look like them, then it models the behaviours of activity for other people in those local areas, that they are more likely to trust people who sound like them, who speak in their language, and that they have ownership over the solutions. It's not something that is being done to them, it's something that they are developing with other partners in the area. And finally, that actually local people being involved allows them to influence those partners and to have their voice heard more widely across the system. And what are we learning about the local people that are involved in this work? Well, first of all, that they must value physical activity themselves. We've got a great example of Khalid in Rochdale, who single-handedly has opened up the opportunity for 62 men in his community to be active doing cricket. And he believes in the value of physical activity to maintain his health and well-being as he gets older. And what's the benefit of working with the local assets? It's maybe to raise their profile, to make sure that people in the local area are even aware of what's available and what's on offer, but also to add value to those assets. So if it's a group that is including people for gardening, then how can they expand what they do to ensure that people are doing a wider range of physical activity? And it also allows people to see where there's existing assets they don't have to duplicate, they can add to. What have been the ways in which the local pilot have aimed to work with local people? Well, first of all, they have in some cases distributed decision-making power and money to the voluntary, community, faith and social enterprise sector already working in these areas that are with the target audience. And they've done that because these organisations have the existing governance to support flexibly working with local people and smaller organisations, distributing small grants into these areas. And they are trusted by it and understand the community. They have those relationships already. But we have learned that in some cases the agendas don't exactly align. So where voluntary and community sector organisations might be focused on people's well-being more generally, they might not fully understand what we mean by being active, everyday activity, and it's not just about sports and traditional exercise. We've also seen people working with existing local forums that have cropped up because of local activism, and that allows us to understand local voices, but they have flexible structures where there are people coming in and out of those forums all the time, and it allows there to be some sustainability in being able to contact a wide variety of people within a local area. There are some amazing people doing great work in and around the communities already, individuals who are just inspired to promote physical activity, and working with those people allows us to reach people who just generally wouldn't take part in the sort of traditional consultation exercises. But we've identified, particularly over this period with COVID, that those relationships can be precarious. Those are just individuals who have their own lives, which, you know, can be upended at any point. And finally, we've got some of our local pilot individuals working directly with local families and individuals. And they've established that this can be truly enabling, where you invest resources directly into people and coach them to undertake behaviour change that they are willing to go on that journey with them, but recognising that this is a time-intensive way of changing and involving people in the programme. So I hope that just gives a flavour of the theory around involving local people and growing assets and what we're learning to date with the local pilot in Greater Manchester.